Hello. We are going to see the quality control in building process at Facades unit. First of all, we are going to begin by the study and analysis of our project. We will look for the last details and the characteristics of the materials that we are going to use in this area, this unit we are going to make in our building. The materials reception is a technical reception about our materials that it has to be controlled, asking the seals and the quality control marks that it has to have for to be used in our work. It's very important to verify, to test the characteristics just following the prescriptions inside the quality control plan of our project. First of all, we will make a previous operations that includes the materials, the machines and the tools we are going to use for to make these units. In this picture, we can see the machine just to cut the pieces of brick we are going to use in the ceramic bricks facades. Just beginning with the exactly quality control in our unit, the first activity just to make is the reframing. Reframing means just to make a verify of the position of our bricks that will conform the ceramic brick of facades. In this example, we are going to follow the ceramic bricks to facade in order to make a first reframing. In this case, the reframing is just made with a real position of the bricks, the ceramic bricks, because we need to make a partition, a division of our length between the sizes of each brick. We will calculate the minimum size between each joint of the bricks, just trying to make the division between the length and the pieces we are going to use in the reframing. We can see here how the worker is just putting on the bricks and the joints with a proportional size between each of them. The first area we are going to make is just the outer leaf execution. The outer leaf is the first area we are going to do and the face of our facade. So we have to control this very, very well just with the specifications who are written in our project. For the outer leaf execution, we will make a surface just putting out the bricks with a mortar. The cement mortar has to be controlled with the use of a waterproof cement. It will help to us in order to protect our facade, in order to waterproof our facade. Just putting on the bricks and just conforming different kinds of facades. Depending on the size or depending on the structural mission it has, we can find different sizes, just putting double couples of pieces of brick or just single pieces of bricks. In other cases, the outer leaf execution has to have two faces. The main face is the external face that we will take control, just putting on wood joints, vertical and horizontal joints with mortar, just protecting all the surface, and just the internal surface for our outer leaf. The internal surface has to be controlled anyway because we can't accept, we will reject this kind of execution because our joints are not completely full of mortar. We have to review it, and if it's necessary, we will surface with a cement mortar the internal outer leaf face. The outer leaf execution needs an auxiliary structure that will help to the workers just make this unit with security and with the comfort that they need to make a good execution. Singular elements has to be with a very specific just treatment and very high level of control in the quality way we are going to see. The singular elements, in this case, that's an example for the covering of a piece of the floor. The reinforced concrete floor has to be covered by the pieces of ceramic brick, but in this part we will reduce the size of this. We will cut the ceramic brick and we will surface, we will cover the parts of each floor. Here we can see quite better the imagine, the picture, where workers are just putting on the pieces of brick. We can see here the brick just completely in a big piece, and here it is supporting the other lines of bricks until we arrive to the floor and we have to cut the pieces. In all cases, we can control and we may control the maximum size we are going to cut in order to don't reduce just the minimum of the size that we will conform and thus conform the resistance and the capacity of the brick. We can take it, we can crush it so much until the brick is not stronger enough to support the other lines who will be up to it. Singular elements, in some cases, will cover pillars or another parts of the structure in order to support it. In this case, we can see here how we will cut again the minimum size of the brick who are lettered in order to have a resistant brick, although it is reduced in size. Singular elements include sometimes the pieces that we will support the position of the carpentry. The external carpentry has to be controlled in a different unit, but anyway we will conform during the wall execution the position of supporting little arcs or horizontal arcs that will support the lines of bricks up to the carpentry, the external carpentry. Singular elements, sometimes we will use the prefabricated pieces in order to evacuate, to take out the water in the surfaces where the carpentry, the external carpentry are. Isolations is just the second leaf we are going to put on in our facade. Depending on the specification of our project, the facade could be composed by different leaves. In our example, isolation is the second leaf behind just going into the interior of our building. Here, in this example, we can see the position of a polystyrene expanded just inside the external face and the beginning of the internal face. In other cases, the inner leaf is up to the isolations. In this case, it's a fiberglass. And here we have a nice example of the three leaves that will compose our facade. The external leaf, the isolation and the inner leaf. In this case, different isolation that will cover the thermal and the acoustic isolation that we'll need for the comfort in the internal area of our building. The covering of our outer leaf has to be by different characteristics of materials. Depending on the specification of our project, we will use different. In this case, that's a surface with mortar just ready to be in the external area. In this case, we can see how we can mix one building with ceramic bricks to facade and another building is with ceramic bricks just to be covered by a special mortar. White mortar like this one is correct and is very resistant, in addition of a little pieces of stone like silicon stones that will protect our covering. It has less maintenance and good results. Other leaves covering, in both cases, we can see ceramic bricks with a red color just mixed with the secondary facade of the building, who is covering by a mortar in a yellow color. Other leaf covering, in some cases, could be with ceramic pieces, just marble, or includes just wood. In all cases, other leaf has to be supported by metallic pieces that steel or handing up the ceramic pieces, the marble, or the other leaf covering material. Last verification has to make a review of our facade. Last verification that will take the information about the quality control in our unit. We have to verify all the result of the joints, the singular positions, singular elements, and the fixation of the material we are going to use in the outer leaf of facade. The waterproof test is an obligatory test we have to do in our facade. If we will need to be sure in our building is not the water going inside, we have to test it and control the characteristics of our facade in order to be sure that there is no joint, there is no surface in our facade that lets the water go inside. After the waterproof test, we will sure our building is ready and is okay for to be used by the people. Thank you very much.